All right, guys, so this is going to be your math practice for today. I have a special visitor because he's being super duper fussy. So hopefully he will be excited to watch himself on the screen while I teach you. All right, so yesterday you did an angles assessment, and that was just identifying the acute, obtuse, and right angles and straight angles, and that should have all been a review from third grade. Your fourth grade work is actually using the protractor to measure, and I kind of touched on that a little bit in the last video, but this video we're going to really hit it, and I'm going to show you, especially looking at the online pictures, how to figure out what measurement you're looking at. Okay. All right. So I am actually going to put this into share mode so you can see the picture a little bit larger. Oh, no, not share mode. I meant present mode. There we go. All right. So if you look, let me move my picture here. If you look at, the angle. So you've got, watch my mouse here. So you've got one of your rays shooting up here, and you've got one of your rays lined up with 0. Remember, whenever you use a protractor, you have to line the bottom up with 0. If it's not lined up with 0, your measurement is not going to be correct. So this line is the line that this ray is the ray that we're going to look at for the measurement of this angle. Now, if this ray measured here, this would be a 90-degree angle, but it doesn't. So this is not a right angle. It is smaller than a right angle. Okay, so we're going to look at the smallest number, which is going to be on this bottom part here. Okay, so this angle is measuring at, this is 60, this is 80, this is 70. So we would type in this box, I have to escape, you would type in this box 70 degrees. Okay, so let's go to the next one. All right, here's our bottom ray lined up with 0. Here's our top ray, and it is now larger than 90 degrees. So this is going to be the obtuse angle, which means we're going to have to look at the larger measurement here. So we've got, Hudson, quit changing my screen. So we've got 110, we've got 130, and this falls directly on 120. So this angle would measure 120 degrees. Okay. All right, now they're trying to trick us. Let me see if I can move this box. Okay, here's our bottom ray lined up with 0. I don't think it'll let me move this. All right, our bottom ray is lined up with 0, and then we've got our top ray. But look, guys, because they moved where our bottom line is, where our bottom ray is, this angle is still going to be less than 90 degrees. That's a tiny little angle, okay? So it's not measuring exactly 90 degrees. It's measuring less than, okay? So we're going to have to make sure that we look at the smaller number, okay? So is this angle going to measure 150 degrees, or is this angle going to measure 30 degrees? Well, it has to be less than 90, so it's going to measure 30 degrees. Okay, let's look at the pink one. I'm going to try to leave it out of, because I think it might be a little much having to go back and forth between screens. All right, so let's look at the pink one. You've got your bottom ray lined up with 0, and you've got your top ray lined up with 90. So this angle measures exactly 90 degrees. That is a right angle. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Mama, I need to tell you something.
Okay, so now let's look at this yellow angle. We have our bottom ray lined up with 0 down here, and then you've got your top ray lined up way over here. So if it lined up with 90, it would line up here. This is way bigger than a 90-degree angle. So is it going to measure, let's see, is it going to measure 20 degrees or 160 degrees? It would measure 160. because it is way bigger than a 90-degree angle. All right, look at the blue one. Ooh, this is a little itty bitty angle. Let me put it back in present mode so you can see this. It's hard for me to see the numbers too. So going back and forth present mode might be how you have to do this activity when you start doing it independently. All right, so your bottom ray is lined up with 0 and your top ray is lined up with this. Now, that's a very teeny tiny angle. So is that going to measure 170 degrees or is that going to measure 10 degrees? That would be 10 degrees. That is a very teeny tiny angle. Okay. All right, so look at the purple angle. You've got the bottom line lined up with 0, and you've got the top ray lined up here. Let's see what that measurement is. All right, so is this angle going to measure 40 degrees or measure 140 degrees? Okay. It's less than 90 degrees. Here's your 90-degree mark. So it's going to be 40 degrees. Okay, and we're going to do 3 more slides together, and then I'm going to let you do the rest independently. Okay, so let's look at this pink one. They tried to trick us again. They flipped our bottom ray. So our bottom ray is on this bottom left-hand corner, and our top ray is over here. So if it matched up with 90 degrees, that would be a right angle, but it's bigger than that. So are we going to be looking at the measurement of 80 degrees or the measurement of 100 degrees? This would be 100 because it's larger than 90. Okay, let's look at the yellow one. Again, they've tried to trick you. They've swapped up the bottom ray and it's on the left-hand side here. Okay, so look at your top ray. It's over here. Is that going to measure 30 degrees or is that going to measure 150 degrees? Okay, that's a much larger angle than a 90-degree angle, so it would be 150 degrees. All right, and our last one we're going to do together. Okay, you've got your blue protractor here, and we've got our bottom ray lined up with 0, and our top ray is lined up here. So is this angle going to measure 20 degrees, or is it going to measure 160 degrees? Remember, if it lined up with 90, it would be a right angle. If it's less than 90, it's got to be an acute. If it's more than 90, it has to be obtuse, and this is definitely less, so this would be 20 degrees. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this filled in for you on slides 1 through 10, and I will share it with you so you can make a copy and work on slides 11 through 24. And then you'll share it back with me so I can see what work you completed. Okay? All right, guys. Good luck.